the worst year of the Great Depression, bank runs, prohibition, Hitler became Chancellor of Germany. Tuberculosis and scarlet fever increased because of the mass poverty in our country and around the world. It was scary times. Just 4 years later, Herbert Hoover ran on a campaign slogan in 1928, "A chicken in every pot." And his opponents reminded America of this promise in 1933 when it come election time. But what I'm getting at in making that entire point is that Franklin Delano Roosevelt, in his inaugural speech, told this country in a great time of fear, World War II was just around the corner. It was coming. And we were in the midst of a Great Depression that choked this nation down, and the world, not just this nation, but the world. And Franklin Delano Roosevelt said the only thing we have to fear is fear itself. The only thing we have to fear is fear itself. Sounding like a phrase that would have come straight out of God's Word. I don't want to give any man undue credit, but I'm sure there were some Bible verses in the back of his mind when he made that statement. I'm sure before he made that statement, he had thought about the fact that God said, "Don't be afraid, I've got this." And I say to you today, in the midst of these trying and hard times and all that's going on in our country, I would say to you today that the only thing we have to fear is fear itself. Don't be afraid. Trust in the Lord. He's good. He deserves all of our praise. He deserves all of our admiration. Look to Him for our faith and our trust and our salvation. He's the way, the truth, and the life. Amen. That's what God gave me this morning. If you're here today and you've been fearful and worried, I hope God spoke through this sermon. I hope God has, wherever you're listening, if you're listening on 88.7, if you're listening, end up listening to this on YouTube or on Facebook, wherever, I hope God spoke to you through this, and I hope you'll be encouraged. See, tough times pass. And this tough time will pass too. But tough people last. Christians who have faith and believe and trust in God will be lasting throughout eternity. I'm going to ask everyone to stand, and Brother Pat